The next show match is between Khala and Scan. I got lucky. I found both of them online on Twitch at the same time. I put up a little seed money, and for the first time I actually tried to crowdfund it, and did that mostly on Scan's Twitch channel, and Khala's actually. And what happened was we had a great series. I did watch some of it, and people started donating. So I think the final prize reached $110 USD. It's a best of 7 between Scan and Khala. And Scan apparently is playing under Light's ID, which is Lucifer Mornings S.
Yeah, I think it's a misspelling of it with like an L instead of an I or something like that. But yeah, he copies the name for some reason.
Yeah, I'm not sure why. Yeah, it's not Light, people. It's Scan. So it's going to be a TVP. And I'm joined by Striker, Quark, Bernie, Character.
I have absolutely no insight on this matchup.
You're not alone. I have no insight on anything.
I will just keep talking. I will just keep talking stupid stuff until somebody thinks I have actual insight on this game.
Same. You know, we should be a casting
That's
duo.
that's what I've been doing all evening.
I only very recently learned PvT.
Striker, were you going to join the game?
Oh, yeah, sure.
You don't have to. You could watch the screen share. This is a Merry Brood War special, best of 7 between Khala and Scan. First game is on Eclipse. Scan is playing under the ID Lucifer Mornings. And Khala bottom left. Both over, I think, 2400 MMR usually.
I mean, who isn't?
And I guess they play against Koreans mostly, right? Because that's where they're based in. I've heard that means, like, if your MMR is higher in Korea, it means something more. I don't know.
I don't think that there are enough 2400 non-Koreans that you can avoid playing Koreans with that MMR. There's nobody else to play. I guess you could play when Bonus online and just play him over and over, but apart from that, you're not going to find many non-Koreans at 2400. Standard opening so far, nothing interesting happening.
Out of your corner of fighting spirit, they will die.
Okay, Khala's going Nexus first. He's queued up an Ectophobe. So this is going to be a quick Nexus.
So here's my professional analysis of this tank of this matchup. Siege tank, make Dragoon go boom boom.
That does happen, it's true.
That's just Terran in every matchup. You get enough siege tanks.
I really like 12 Nex on this map because I have my own special variant on it.
I have a brilliant idea on how to make this game even better. How about you let dropships lift medivacs? Lift tanks.
They just lift them straight out of StarCraft 2, and suddenly you've got flying heal buses. It's like...
okay,
if we can get back to the game slightly, then Khala's going 13 gateway, so it's not the quickest gateway ever. He will be vulnerable to a bunker rush, and Lucifer Morningstar is going to be able to bunker rush. However, he was going for a gasless expand, so he's not going to go for the bunker rush. He's going to go straight CC, and that means advantage will go to Khala because 13 or 12 Nex is the counter to gasless. So Khala has gambled, but he's gambled and won. Now he knows that he's up against a gasless. He is completely safe to just go straight into a core. He knows he's not going to get bunker rushed. And
if he gas steals now?
If he gas steals now, it would be fantastic, but he shouldn't be allowed to. But this is a perfect opening for Khala. he's going to be very happy this happened. He gets his all his timings are still going to be quick compared to the Terran, but he gets a quick Nexus on top of it. It was kind of risky. I don't know that I would have done this as Khala's spot. Although, is Scan considered the better player? Because this is the kind of build you do against a player who you think is a bit better than you, but that you can beat if you have a small build order advantage.
Interesting.
Oh wow, Probe actually got through. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
He's not going to scout anything he didn't already
But
know.
now he got gunned down in the streets like the degenerate that he is.
So he might have been slightly worried there's going to be like 3 racks up here, but it's unlikely that would be happening. It's almost always going to be just a late gas and then into factory. So Khala has scouted that there's nothing interesting going on, basically.
I think Scan is a better player just ranking wise and experience wise, but his TVP I think is his worst matchup, and I'm not sure about that.
Okay, Kala's doing something interesting here. He has walled the ramp. He has skipped his first Dragoon. He's building a Dragoon now, but he didn't build on it first. He has skipped range and he's going for a very quick Robo. So this is a
Super fast tech build, maybe Reaver?
yeah, this is a Viva Rush. It's like he's rushing the Viva as quickly as he can. He's not going to do any pressure on the bunker. He's building extra Zealots just to make sure he doesn't get scouted. He's getting a second gas just so he can catch up on his Dragoons later on.
He is, yeah, but he's still getting his Dragoon range now.
Yeah, this tournament is going to be shuttle in a second. Yep, there goes the shuttle. And I'm
Third, it looks like.
Be a Robo Bay.
no, that's a Zealot. He's not taking his third too quickly.
Just a skeleton. Okay.
Yeah, he's going to go support bay. I'm assuming now. There goes the probe. Yep, support bay. And then he will, once the Viva has map control, he will take his expansion.
Another SCV is out on the map, but
Yeah, but the Dragoon should block this. However, Scan will see that Dragoon range is late.
yeah, that should be a good hint.
Yeah, because he's good enough that he should know when the Dragoon range timing is.
Does he notice
This will look like a fast third, but he knows.
it?
He doesn't know for sure.
That is one nice Zealot.
Making an eBay, but I don't know. I don't think he knows for sure.
I mean,
eBay is standard at this point. It's
Nice. SCV got cut off. Cut off.
yeah. I like Khala's position here. I think that he's successfully concealed what his builders, and the Viva's going to come at a nice timing. I don't think the Viva's going to kill Scan, but I think the Viva is going to do more than Scan would like. And it's going to get map control for that third Nexus, which is all it's really after.
Shuttle's out already.
Yep. Scan is going to be aware that there hasn't been any kind of Dragoon range harassed on his bunker. It's
what tech is Scan headed towards? He has vultures, he's getting mines,
he's just going to take a
speed.
CC. He's going to build a CC in top left of his main and float it over when the
Speed,
time comes.
another gas, and now he's getting the armory.
Is this actually like a bulldog bust? Because I see 2 zealots, or is that just a standard group?
That's just standard to have them help tank things. He's not going he's not doing a bust off 2 gates here.
No, there's no siege tank, or am I mistaken?
There are siege tanks at the natural.
Turret. Bunker. Oh no.
Oh, he's not executing this the way he wanted to.
Taking a lot of
Yeah,
damage.
this is very hard micro though.
Taking 3 damage here.
So he's busting the bunker.
Should he be
Gotta be
doing it? I feel
careful.
like the bunker's not that meaningful.
I mean, the thing is, there's a turret at the back, so it's very risky for his shuttle, which is already damaged, to move in there. He needs that turret gone.
He's actually took out a tank.
Yeah.
Again,
Also,
our
you have
tank,
to remember,
Another tank is gone.
this is
Yeah,
not an
this-
attempt.
other tank's gonna go, I think.
This is not an
There's
attempt to
no
kill
siege mode.
Scan. This is just an
Very
attempt
close, though.
to annoy Scan while he takes a third. So saying, well, this is not it's not going to break through. There's more turrets. He wasn't trying to. He is just trying to fuck with Scan, make Scan's timings go off, and Scan is currently floating 900 minerals. So I think we can say that this has successfully done everything he wanted it to. Scan is now throwing down extra factories, going for timing on that third base, but Khala's had the third base for a while now. Khala's good. He's happy with the situation.
And save the troops from a vulture harass.
Yeah. So Khala's got everything he wanted out of this. You look at it and go, well, he just killed a bunker and 2 tanks. Yeah, but he also stopped Scan from making any factories.
Now he can tech behind this into, what is it, Arbiters? He's getting Citadel now?
He's not teching behind this into Arbiters. He's teching behind this into getting as many gateways as he can.
Valid legs, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, because at this point he's got an observer at the front, and he knows that there's no command center. There's no third command center. So he's on 3 bases to 2. 3 bases to 2 is his win condition. He doesn't need to have any more win than that. What he needs to do is get enough units out that he can hold a 2-base Terran push. And that means gateways, that means speed dots, that means maybe shuttles. He's not going for anything interesting here. He's just going for units. Because that's all he needs. He doesn't need to kill Scan, he needs to wait. Scan will eventually mine out, and that's enough.
He's building a CC at the top
I thought he
left.
was going to build non-units instead of units.
Scan is building a CC, you know? That's interesting.
Khala should, I guess, try to get into the main.
Oh yeah, he's also got a star pot. I've misread this. I thought he was going 5-factor all in, but this is a 5-factor. Going to be 2-1. Even Khala's build has done a lot of. You see, I'm looking at Scan's build and I'm struggling to read it because it's so suboptimal. He's gone 5 factories into then teching and taking a third base, but that's because of how weird Khala's opening was, and how Khala's opening fucked him up. It's just ruined all his timings.
Yeah. And he's taking a 4th as well.
Yeah.
These vultures still trying to harass, but they're not really doing much.
I love your casted character. More.
But I don't know, half the time I can't think of anything to say. Like, and even, like, sometimes I can't even think of anything stupid to say when I have nothing to say about the game anyway. It's like, I literally got nothing.
You're my
The
second
vultures in
spirit.
cartoon mode look amazing. They've got little bandanas on.
Yeah.
Okay, we need more important information. For example, this blue dragoon blood, is it really blood? Or is it just like some kind of oil?
You're asking the real questions now.
Alright, so
Okay, let's
Scan's
see what
moving
the
out.
Reaver can do. Reaver's meant to be buying time here, but I don't think it's going to be able to buy much.
He needs to take use of the ramp.
Yeah, he's going to seed the first ramp, but looked like Scan's going the long way around
Khala's
anyway.
army.
Okay, so Scan is not using
He
the
has
ramp.
150 supply, but where is it?
Oh, where the Zealot legs are about to finish. He's going to have him. Zealot
I'd
legs done.
say
Okay.
a lot of it was at the natural.
And I've been seeing this more on Protoss plays these days. It's skip Arbiter, just make Templar with Storm. So I'm interested to see how it works out.
Yeah, I feel like had he known that Scan was going for a 2-1 push, he would have gone to Arbiter. But he instead was believing that Scan was going for a 2-base timing.
He does have a Stargate though, so I think he eventually does one on Arbiter.
Yeah. Got the
It was
double
really
forge
game.
going as well.
Best versus the actual Lucifer, a light on this very map, same positions, where he went Templars.
Yeah, we've been seeing a lot of photos go that style lately, where they go for additional shuttles, longer Reaver play into like storm drops. It's a more modern style, but I think that Arbiters are still like the default.
You know, I think the actual Lucifer is on Demonio Azul.
Nice one.
That's just my opinion.
So why is he getting air weapons when he's going Arbiters?
Air weapons are an insurance policy because if you don't get air weapons, you can never go carriers because you get so far.
Oh, and we
Talk
have
about the fight first, yeah. Okay, that's a good
Nice
those are really good
storms.
storms. Very nice.
here.
But can he get the extra damage on the tanks? If he can't get the extra shots on them, the tanks are still going to be worse.
Hey,
There we go.
okay, follow-up storm comes through. Oh,
Okay.
Wow, really, really good battle by the.
Yeah,
Protoss.
that was a huge trade. And
Like
Scan
that.
just finished his fourth CC, but he's never going to be able to use it.
I think that's game.
That might be game. The third is exposed now.
Yeah. Well, even if he doesn't kill the third, Scan can't take his fourth, and his tank count's being reset.
Can't he just run into the main, get on top of the production? Well,
No.
maybe not now. But...
And you don't want to try, because your win condition is resetting the tank count. He's already done everything he needs to here. All he can do now is fuck it up and lose all his units. He doesn't need to do anything more than what he's already taken.
Yeah, just get an Archon up there and kill all the SCVs.
But he's taking 5th base, and Scan only has 3 bases. Can't take his 4th. This is perfect.
And the Zealot's coming in.
And he's getting more tanks.
Yeah. Just keep the tank count suppressed and keep making units. Eventually, Scan will mine out.
Yeah, this looks over for Scan here.
Yeah, it is over.
My,
He
my
lost way too
tank
many
count
tanks.
IRL is depressed.
Oh, that was a sick timing push right there. That was really nice.
Yeah. He went in with the storm and he just caught him completely off guard.
Yeah, and the upgrades are late too, so that was when the turn was 1-0, so it's really good.
Hitting before the crucial 2-1.
Yeah, right before the 2-1 timing.
Yeah,
And another tank.
the damage is done this game. It's Scan is never going to recover from those tank losses.
He's actually going Arbiter Carrier, new meta.
I always go over to Carrier. It's great. It's fantastic. Invisible carriers. Why would you not want that?
See, that's why I ban Protoss in my games.
Nice.
So, does ban Protoss mean leave the game every time there's a Protoss, like, on the other side?
Can't lose if you don't play.
Good point.
Okay, so
Can't
to
win it.
compare the earlier
Also,
question about the air upgrades,
finish that copy pasta already.
return to the point about the air upgrades. You cannot switch to carriers if you do not have air upgrades and the Terran's already on 2-1. It just can't be done because Goliaths will just kill the carriers. You're so far behind on upgrades, and because carriers do a great large number of very small attacks, if you're behind on upgrades, they just don't do anything. Which means that you have to start air upgrades early, even if you don't plan to go carriers, because if you don't, you never can go carriers, whatever happens. It's an insurance thing. You
can afford to just get all the insurance needs here.
Yeah, it's a 100 upgrade, and it gives you the option to go carriers later. If you choose not to go carriers, you've only lost 100. If you choose to go carriers, they do damage. Because it's not about the mineral cost of the upgrades, it's about the time cost of the upgrades, and you can't afford to commit that time.
I mean, at this point, the Protoss can pretty much do anything, I feel.
Yeah, Photos has won this. I feel like I could win it from here. There's not really any way that Scan can hold his 4th base.
I want to see the Arbiter Carriers in action.
Scan
I can
has
tell you
nothing.
for sure I cannot win from here.
Well, if you go count Scan's Goliaths. He has
Is there a mine placed under the sea?
Like-
What's going on here?
Scan has 4 Goliaths, and let's see how many carriers Khala has. Khala has 3 carriers building.
Khala has a yes amount of carriers, because that's the only amount of carriers you need against 4 Goliaths.
Yeah.
Yeah, he showed the Arbiter, doesn't show the Carrier. Aaron has no idea.
Yeah. We're going to see that old fight between carriers and tanks that we've seen so many times before.
I don't know, I think the tanks, if they believe in themselves, they might win this time. They might gain the ability to shoot up.
Yeah, they just didn't try hard enough. But yeah, this might be like those BGH builds, Carrier Arbiter. Great.
Well, it's normally you get the Arbiter to bridge the timing for the carriers, because you can't go straight carrier unless you're Bonif. He can apparently make it work, but everybody else, there's a timing window where you just lose to the Terran's push. So you have to go Arbiter, but then you transition out of the Arbiters after 2 Arbiters. I'm surprised that Scan is actually holding this new base, but I feel like had Khala not gone carriers, Scan never would have been able to hold this 4th after the amount of tanks he lost. The only reason he's holding his 4th at all is because Khala's investing all his money into carriers.
Wow. Air
And-
weapon +2 is already done.
Yeah, and that's why you start it early, because it's not, as I said, it's not the cost of the upgrade to get to, it's the time it takes to get to it.
Plus, it looks like all the Goliaths are dying. Anything that shoots up is just dead.
Yep, and the tanks are now dying because turns out carriers are good against tanks.
And
That was the dream opening for Khala, though. He got a very nice build order with the 12 necks against the Gasless, and then followed that with the Reaver that just completely threw Scan off.
1-0 for Khala. And this is where I think we got about $80, $70 donations. About the price pull up.
If you look at the build Scan went that game, he went Gasless into 2-fac, followed his 2-fac with Armory, then eBay rather than Academy, then banked up 700 minerals, then placed down 3 more factories, then a starport, then a CC. It's like that build was all over the place, and that's because it was reacting to Khala, who was confusing him with his Viva timing push that wasn't really trying to kill him. Khala showed him a quick ward at the third, pretending that he'd taken a quick third Nexus, then a Reaver timing attack. It wasn't really a Reaver timing attack, then actually a third Nexus.
Yeah, that was pretty well done.
Yeah.
Hit all the points.
Yeah, just fucking with Scan, confusing the shit out of him. This is Polypoid, and Scan has the positional advantage here. Playing against the Terranaut when he gets the high ground third is so difficult on this map. You can't attack the Terran mid alone. Terran just gets 4 free bases. So this is not ideal for Khala.
I noticed in your stream you don't veto this map though.
No, I mean it's half the time you get the position, or 1/3 of the time you get the position advantage, 1/3 you get the disadvantage, and 1/3 is cross positions. Is what it is.
All right, so this game should be interesting because the prize pool more than tripled, and I think that has an effect on the way players play. And you can definitely see it with Scan because he uses a camera and he was just going nuts.
Oh, really?
Okay, standard 10 gateway, so we're not seeing a quick Nexus this time.
Wait, so the prize pool increased during the match?
Yeah, so it was the first time that I actually set up a match, I think, and crowdfunded it while they were playing. I would ask for donations, and because I set up show matches and I have, some evidence like a Discord and YouTube and all that, people trusted me to send me money over PayPal. Big shout out to the people who did donate and get the prize pool up to $110. One person donated $50, and I think 2 or 3 individuals threw in like $20 or $10.
Yeah, most spawn players like 100 balloons per like BO3 or something. That's like $10, so that's pretty big.
This is completely standard build by both players so far. Nothing interesting going on. One thing that we're noting is both players are scouting clockwise. I always scout clockwise in this map as well, and it's because of the positional advantage. If you scout the other player last, but you have a positional advantage over them, that's not so bad. Or if they have a positional advantage over you, but you scout them first, that's not so bad. So you look for the position you don't want them to be in, because at least if they are there, you can see what they're doing.
Scouting advantage goes to Khala.
Yeah. And Scan's going to know where he is based on that timing, I expect.
Yeah.
Sharker, have you ever played Khala on ladder?
No, I don't think I'm high enough to actually play against him. Maybe I played against one of his
Khala
rogues.
is not getting Dragoon range. This is weird. So he's going to go Robo, I think.
Robo again?
Yep. I mean, he's not getting Dragoon range, so if it's not Robo again, then I don't know what it is.
Be a fast Nexus?
Oh yeah, you're right. It's 21 next. I don't know about this.
I like it.
Okay, scouted.
So normally what I do is Dragoon range, Dragoon next. So a 23 next opener, which is the more standard one. This is greedy, but I mean he did have a probe in scan space, so it's not super greedy. I worry that he's not going to be able to do very well against a FD. What's going to happen here is if Scan keeps making Marines and then does a tank push, range isn't going to be done. There's more eco to this build, but it's
Stop making Marines. It's only 4. How many does he need to usually push out with an FD?
Yeah, he's not doing an FD, but it's
risky, but it paid off. It looks like.
Yeah, although Scan's going to save some money on the bunker. Scan read that there was no Dragoon range coming. He's just not building a bunker at all.
Oh yeah, that's smart.
Yeah, he knows the difference between a 21 next with no range and a 23 next with range.
Right. Yeah, you gotta know all these little details at this level.
Yeah. So yeah, he's just optimizing his build against it, building a second tank. And he's not going to invest as much in defense because he doesn't need to. Oh. But that's a bit sloppy.
Dragoon.
Yeah. With no range, the tank can get, and the Marine can get right up in their face.
Yeah, that hill is a huge positional advantage for Protoss right now.
Maybe that's why he did it. Okay, he's going for shuttle, so it's going to be another Viva game.
In my opinion, it's a probe drop. Prove me wrong.
Just steal some of the minerals. Got the probes in, grab minerals, get out.
Grab minerals, get out.
Build
It's the highest quick and simple.
He just does like a super late cannon rush into the main.
Oh, you just steal the minerals, but...
Right to 14 mode. Like a sick timing.
Well, you do that and you steal the minerals. You need to like assert your dominance.
Yeah, somebody in chat's pointing out Khala's SimCity on his below his Nexus. It's really quite a good SimCity. It's impressive.
Nice. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, and it's one of the things you have to do at high levels. You need to plan around how you're going to deal with the vultures, because there's a minimalist style in PvT at the moment where you have as few units as you can in the mid game because you want to be getting your late game timings, not your mid game timings.
Did he lose the goons at the net of the tower?
No, he pulled them back.
Okay.
Yeah, he moved them back.
He doesn't have enough to hold this without the Viva, but his Viva's about to finish. He will be forced to use the Viva defensively though.
Oh, scouting everything, which was good.
Granted, he didn't forget to queue up scarabs.
We're seeing shuttle speed upgrade coming too.
Mine.
Oh, I like the way he pulled those Marines back. That was really good.
Did the Reaver just drop with a mine? Happened there. Super weird.
Okay. Okay.
He's gonna get all the dragoons.
Gonna get all the attacks. That's all
Oh,
that matters.
mine could have splash damaged the vultures, but he moved out.
Shuttle could have picked up that Dragoon and just chose not to.
Ah!
Sure.
You're out of luck, buddy.
That poor Dragoon.
Oh no!
Oh,
Oh.
Well,
Well,
pylon
Meanwhile,
block.
yeah.
is the Reaper counter harass coming in?
I don't think it's gonna do much.
Like, you really should have just pylon blocked, but he wasn't gonna do anything anyway.
Yeah, and he should have picked up that Dragoon. Just the Dragoon's dying and the shuttle flies overhead and he's saved. And the shuttle's like, nope, sorry.
Okay, so the Reaver is some damage. He needs to do more though.
Yeah.
No, he needs to get out now though. Just
He's 4
'cause-
workers behind already. Khala is behind from that.
So he lost his advantage that he just had there.
Yeah, he didn't get enough done. And the vultures got a lot done. 3 vultures killed 2 Dragoons and a bunch of probes. He just can't get over the mental image of the Shadow being like, "There's no room." And Viva's like, "No, I can see there's room. Let me in."
Let me in. Let me in.
Let me in!
Oh, Viva's not going to enjoy this. Okay, turns around.
2 Reavers.
Oh
And
no!
then he comes back, and then
Nice. All right.
How does he find that angle? That is such a...
he's just built different.
Oh no! The Reaver's gonna die. Oh my god! It died.
Also, like, drops nowhere near the mines too. Just like super smooth. He just gets out.
So we have a toss. Seems really behind right now. No third. No units.
Oh, he's gonna come back with 4 zealots though. A Reaver and a Dragoon.
How the Viva gets the low shuttle. Fuck you, Viva.
I mean, what can the Protoss do right now?
He can take a third, but it's Town's going to take a third as well. He's behind in workers. He's behind 20 supply. It's not looking good.
You mean, well, Khala's ahead 20 supply right now. 15 supply.
So yeah, looking at the other way around. Okay. Also, Scan is going for +1 timing push.
Okay, Nat drop. Doing a little damage.
Shuttle has 8 hit points.
Oh, it's gonna die to the turret.
Yep. As he tried to get the units out. Yeah, Khala's behind, like, a lot. Yeah.
That was so risky. I don't know why he did that.
You know, sometimes you just gotta go for the risky moves.
Well, that's the thing. I don't think that was one of those times where you have to go for the risky move because he has a third that he's making. Now he's
I don't know what to make of Scan's build because he's going for a +1 with no starport, which to me normally reads as a timing push. He's also getting command center, which to me normally reads as not a timing push. Okay, his starport's just finishing now, so this is single armory. He's going to get hit. Okay, he's going to get his +1. So yeah, I just misread this. He's getting +1 ground attack. He's going to switch that to +1 armor once it finishes, and then he's going to get his sand facility and second armory to get 2-1. It's he's going to have a really strong timing, and Khala's not going to have the same strong timing. Khala's going for Arbiter and Storm off of 2 gas as well. I was going to say I don't know what I think about this, but I do know what I think about this, and I don't like it. This is
No
he doesn't
bueno.
he doesn't have the gas for this. Is the thing. You look at this and think, okay, so you've got Speed Shuttle. The Speed Shuttle pairs really nicely with Storm. I like that. But you're going to go Speed Shuttle and High Templar and Arbiter on 2 gas. And there's the reason he hasn't got a forward spinning right now. It's because he can't afford the 100 gas.
Light is Lucifer Morningstar, but Scan has a copy of his name, except he has an L instead of the I. So you can see if you look closely, it's LUCL. I don't know why Scan copies Light, maybe Scan.
Oh my god, I just played light. That's probably why.
Okay, we have a second armory coming, so it is going to be a 2-1 timing push. And I don't think Khala's going to have what he needs to stop it. He's going to have some very nice storm drops, but he's going to have some very nice storm drops that don't win him the game. He's got this shuttle sharking around right now, shuttle speed, looking for an angle. And like maybe it works, maybe he gets a bunch of SCVs, and then he loses the game anyway because the 2-1 timing push is really strong. He's not even going to have +1 ground attack on his Protoss units.
Well, he's gonna try and run in with the zealots.
Oh, it's Storm.
I want to get a storm.
Yeah.
Gets quite a few SCVs.
Yeah, I mean it's a nice storm drop. It's just it's not going to win in the game.
Yeah.
It's the thing. It's a nice storm drop that doesn't solve the fundamental problem of how the hell is he going to stop a 2-1 push. Although the 2-1 push would be better if there was a 1 coming with it. Right now, this is a 2-0 push, even though there's double armory. If the Terran could please, have that second army do some spinning, then it would be a better 2-1 push.
Well,
anytime now, like
it wouldn't be a better
now.
2-1 push. It would be a 2-1 push.
Yes.
Ooh. This might be a good timing to buff the map here. Nice storm.
It's just a 2 push.
Yes, you have correctly identified the issue with a 2-1 push. It doesn't have a 1.
Exactly.
This is a good trade.
Oh, this is a really good trade.
Yeah, he got him completely off guard. That was a weird timing to come at, but I mean it worked. Yeah, this is the old 2-1 push where there's no 1. Like Scan had some tanks, his natural tanks at his third at 12 o'clock. Okay, Khala's getting hallucination. I like Khala's position again. I'm just going back and forth here, but it's...
He looks like he's got some skin in the game now after that engagement.
That trade was pretty bad for Scan.
Yeah, I mean, Scan's up on workers, and his upgrades are better, and his timing's going to be better, but Khala is getting some damage done. I worry about his late game. I look at this and think, okay, but how exactly do you make anything work in the late game? How do you beat maxed Terran?
Prevent another expansion?
Well, also it helps. It helps beat the upgraded Terran if the Terran doesn't get the upgrades. That is, if I'm here saying, well, how does he hold a 2-1 push?
Well, he's trying to prevent another expansion. I think he's been successful so far.
It's
He's
like-
taken the bottom of the map.
Trick question. You just hold a 2 push. Easy.
Yeah, that's the thing. If I'm saying, well, once Scan gets his upgrades, Khala can't beat him. If Scan doesn't get the
Just
upgrades,
win. Just
then
win.
it's difficult.
He's not going to let Scan have this expansion.
He is gonna let. He's not gonna be able to stop Scan taking this expansion this time around.
Let's see.
Oh wow, tanks are
Okay.
not switching.
Yeah, all those tanks have just run into the main. I don't get that. Did he think there was going to be a recall or something? There's a lot of turrets and mines in the main. I think Scan is expecting a recall, but recall isn't what's happening here. It's not even finished researching yet. Scan is defending against something that Khala isn't doing. Although he is also maxed out. And he does have his 2-0, which, as we know, is 1 less than 2-1, but is still more than
Ooh, good.
1-0.
Mine.
But it's still more than 0-1.
Do you see the hallucinated arbiters coming to Scan's 12 o'clock?
Yeah. And a
There's
shuttle.
a recall.
Wow, you're gonna take out the command center there.
Yeah, just all leaning on the command center. The
Might as
SCVs
well.
aren't even trying. SCVs are like, nope, fuck you.
Took out the command center. Scan
Easy
did get
revive.
another third.
I mean, at this point, Scan might as well just lift up his natural command center and float it over.
Ooh, and the plus with the mat, and all the
Yeah.
are out of position.
Oh, that is a good status. Okay, the science vessel has 2 energies. The science vessel just cast something.
Oh, really
I don't know
nice.
what it cast.
Those people were not there. They were trying to king third. But there's too many tanks. He's not gonna do anything there.
Yeah, and it's the upgrades. The upgrades have kicked in. Even so, I mean, Khala's in a great position. He's taking top right as well. And the beauty of taking top right isn't that you need top right to win. It's that Light needs, or Scan needs top right to win. If you take top right, then he's in a position where he has to push across map and also down the map at the same time.
This is kind of a good timing for Terran.
Nah, there's 99 energy on that Arbiter. It's about to be 100. Unless he gets the EMP'd, he's going to be fine.
Without getting EMP'd. It's gonna get EMP'd. Oh, the science vessel nice. The other one has
But then he
mana.
can't EMP anything. That was not the EMP he was after. That's not the status he was after.
Oh, the other, yeah, the other vessel doesn't have mana for EMP.
Well, the other Arbiter doesn't have energy for stasis. Oh, Khala, you fucked this one up. You just needed to stasis the tanks.
Well, this is a feedback. This is like I've seen this before today.
He goes, okay, I've got one Arbiter with 100 energy, one Arbiter with 80 energy. So first thing I need to do is, to make sure I get a status off, I need to use my one status on the vessel, and then my other Arbiter dies.
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
Just stasis the tanks. If he EMPs your Arbiter, then you still don't get a stasis, but stasis in the vessel doesn't get you the status you need.
I don't know how this happened. He has 5 expansions.
Well, because Terran has really good upgrades, and he can't actually kill the Terran's army.
I was hoping that he would use status on the vultures that were all clumpled up, but maybe it's better to do it on the tanks.
Yeah, like initially there was only,
Anything but the vessel.
4 tanks? 3 tanks? That would have been really good. Because he had all goons there. So it would have taken out all the vultures and...
If he'd cast it on anything but the vessel, he would have been fine. The vessel was not the right status target there.
Nice comeback by Scan.
Yeah, the Scan's main and Atomide up.
No upgrades. It's unfortunate.
Oh yes, because he wasn't getting upgrades. He went on 2 gas, he went Storm Arbiter. There's some vultures at top right, but it looks like Khala's going to hold that fine. But Khala's down 50 supply. And he can't use his main gateways.
Yeah.
Well, look at those tanks. Sieging the main from the 3rd.
These Dragoons are not going to get value against the tanks. He needs more shuttle with Zealots. Those are actually going to do quite kind of well. Score is 1-0 to Khala.
It might be 1-1 after this game.
I really did not like that stasis on the science vessel there.
Yeah.
I don't even feel that was a mistake. I think that attack where he lost all his units didn't turn out how he wanted it to be.
But he very nearly held the Scan's push.
Did he?
You've got to understand that the reason Scan has all these units here right now is because Khala's been trading incredibly badly because of the position. Because once Terran gets this position, Protoss can't trade at all. But Terran only barely established the position in the first place. If Khala holds off that push, then from there on he's trading very efficient. He's trading fairly, and Scan can't take this position. The issue is that he didn't cast a stasis in the most critical fight of the game. Rather, he did cast it on the vessel, and only the vessel. He just drops a stasis on top of the vessel, and then the tanks kill all his units.
There is essentially your big EMP.
1 million siege tanks.
Like,
It's basically like a self EMP. You might as well just not have had to use it at all.
yeah, it's if you have 2 arbiters, both with energy, and one of them stasis is the vessel, fine. That's at least you're guaranteeing your other stasis works. But if you only have the 1 arbiter of energy, then you go from having 0 stasis to having a stasis on a unit that didn't change anything.
Yep.
It doesn't help you.
And it's gonna be unstasis anyway, so then it's back with like 200 energy.
Yeah.
So
You
yeah,
just have to try and get the angle that you get it in, or you send the low energy arbiter in. Because he had 2 arbiters, one with 80, one with 100. He sent in the 80 energy arbiter first, then he gets the status off.
yeah,
It
this
was
is pretty over.
it was avoidable. He just lost his actually didn't lose his arbiters. Just moved. It was that key fight was winnable. He'd done a lot of damage already. He just needed to hold his natural, to trade well enough that his reinforcements would clean up. That is a big stasis. That's a huge stasis.
Oh, that's a huge one. That's
Problem is that he's down 50 supply, so it doesn't matter that he's got a huge stasis. Because he's down 50 supply.
Almost
Well, now
100.
he's down 80 supply.
Also, he's got 1-0 upgrades against 3-1, which just feels bad.
This is an awful game for Khala, because it felt like he was ahead there after going back and forth.
Yeah, if Scan didn't win with that push, Scan wasn't going to win. And you look at that and think, well, he had a stasis, and it was a really close fight. If he cast that stasis on the tanks, then he wins the fight.
You guys see why I got donations for this matchup?
Yeah.
Because people wouldn't donate if it's not a good game, and I guess I wasn't able to read it, but I guess now it makes sense that it was going back and forth, and nobody could really tell who was winning in game 1 and game 2. Especially
game
this one.
I liked Khala's play a lot. I felt like he was ahead the entire game, but it was he was doing some cool shit. That game, I wasn't convinced by the build, but I mean, it worked. He got what he needed done. He picked off the command center at 12 o'clock. He got a good storm drop. It was right up until he failed to hold the push. The 2 gas Arbiter Storm style with speed shuttles, that was the reason why he was so far behind on upgrades, and he did put himself in a position where Scan had a timing on him. If you don't get upgrades and the Terran does get upgrades, then you need to get a lot of damage done in the mid game because the late game is going to be awful.
Alright, so it's tied 1-1, I believe. In this best of 7 show match between Scan and Khala.
Why is SCV Legend saying that this is live? This is not live.
No, the show match happened I think 2 days ago.
No, what he said was, no, the replays, the casting is live.
Oh, I see. Sorry, I misread that as no, they're not replays.
No, this is a live match and you can donate to it now.
You just explain nothing. You keep saying live match, poggers.
If I take off the production panel, you won't be able to tell. Unless I open up the unit panel, because it's wider in a replay than when it's live.
Yeah.
So, how is this map PvP?
Banned is what this map is, PvP. I think it, to an extent, depends on the base site, because carriers are really bad if you have to cross a wide open middle like this map, but they're really good if you can abuse the terrain like this map.
On spawn match, it looks like Protoss has a 57% win rate against Terran. Not bad.
It isn't bad.
Yeah, it's one of the few maps where it's ahead in PvZ as well.
Khala's going for a quick Nexus and Scan's going for a quick CC. They're both queuing up workers and they're both not getting their first production buildings. And that makes sense because it's got a back natural.
This map was in the ASL, right? Or no?
Yes, it wasn't ASL.
Yep.
Ring
it was a-
boom.
Surprised Zergs. There are 2 Zergs in the final with this and Plasma.
Well, there are no good Protoss players at the moment.
Yeah.
BC went out on this map against an inferior player because he did like the stupidest proxy robo. He just got it scouted immediately and lost it.
PvT, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Khala is our next hope. I'm not sure if he's training for any events, in case anyone's wondering. People have asked him.
I think if you're at that level, you enter the ASL qualifiers, but you don't win.
Yeah, I mean, Scan is also really good, but he's never qualified for the ASL, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Yoon knocked him out.
Well,
You
the
did
player,
you who actually made it.
the player who was top of the ladder last season was in the Custom Use like amateur league and went out the first round losing every game. And you think, okay, that's number 1 on ladder, and they can't get to the ASL and they lose every game in the Custom Use Narix Star League.
The games
It's
are best of 3, right? I feel like that's not
Yeah.
the best indicator skill, and I'm really happy we have best of 5s.
I
think
guess what I'm trying to
it's
say is that
indicator.
pro gamers are on a different level than anybody on ladder.
But that's true, even if there's a less game format.
It's just like you can be 2800 MMR, but you're not going to get into ASL because it's just.
Oh, we saw that with Yoon and Snow.
Yeah, they're just on a different level. It's crazy how many skill levels there are.
We had a 2v1 with Snow last week. The VOD is up. 2 different
Yeah.
races played him, E rankers, and it shows you how good he is.
Okay, so Khala is rushing his Robo before range, and I like that because he's trying to get an observer out. Because what he needs to know before anything is what's going on inside scan space. He's pretty sure that it's an expansion because otherwise he would have seen like a vulture by now. But it could always be like a 2-fac because there are weird. Like, a 2-fac on this build on this map is actually pretty good, simply because the Protoss is forced to go for a quick expansion.
Okay, so he sees pretty much everything.
Yeah. Scan sees everything. Carter's playing blind, but that's why Carter's rushing the observer. Once the observer gets out, he's going to know how to play it from here. And it's also just really good to have an observer in the Terran space early because it there are lots of different Terran builds, and you need to know exactly which one they're doing. So yeah, it's not even going shuttle this game, just straight observatory.
Fast third, it looks like. Pro about 3.
Yeah. I suspect he's not going to commit to it until he gets the observer in, but it's up to him. Because what you like to do in this position is you get the observer into their base and you find out if they're going for a armory and a starport, or if they're going for a bunch of factories. And if it's a bunch of factories, if you took the third, you're in trouble. So you rush the observer, and then the observer tells you how to play from there. Observer's done. We're seeing it cross the map immediately. And on the Terran side, we are seeing eBay, Armory, and Academy. So he's expecting some kind of drop play. He's worried about Aviva. Nexus before the observer gets in. Not what I would have done, but I mean, it's fine. I worry that if I go in and I see that there's like no armory and 4 factories, I'm going to be regretting that Nexus.
I guess you can still cancel it at this point.
Okay, observer's in, and he knows what the situation is. He knows it's going to be a 2-fac, like 2-fac pressure, but it's not actually going to be killing him. It's just going to be forcing some units. And Terran's going to probably take a third base. Yep, that's a CC just went down. Oh, he lost his observer. That's not ideal at all.
Oh, this is actually the new version where they added a gas at the third.
Oh shit, so it is.
The old version of the map had no gas at the third.
Yeah. So Khala, I'm assuming, did see the CC, so he knows that it's just a macro game. I don't think Khala knows there's a gas at the third, because he's he's taking 3 o'clock.
Might be in the line of fire, but I guess you mentioned once that it's worth
Did
just
they
taking.
decrease the gas at the third, or has it always been 3,500? Or sorry, the fourth, where Khala took the third. I guess I don't know.
I don't know.
You're the only
I don't
S
know,
ranker
maybe
here,
not.
Striker. You tell us.
I have this bad panda, so I never played.
I like the second observer that just flew into the main. Okay, it's seeing the starport, it's seeing the factories, it's and he's already started his +1 air weapons. I like this a lot. So Khala has got all the information he could want. He knows that it's going to be a 3-base 2-1 timing. And so he's making sure that he gets his timings in response.
I'd imagine the gas helps Terran, the third gas, over Protoss.
I'd agree with that.
Also, against Zerg. Zerg already has a tough time against Terran on this map.
We're getting the fleet beacon, so it's going to be 3-base carrier. I like the carrier on these close positions. I think that he's going to be able to abuse the terrain at the bottom a lot. He's going to be able to get the carriers into action. At the same... Oh, let's watch this fight first.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Reaver just goes down immediately. The tank's just straight onto that Reaver.
The goons were attacking the command center for a while there. Oh, but he can still win this fight. Wow.
Yeah, I think once he'd lost enough, once he'd already sacrificed the first bunch of dragoons getting in that deep, it was right for him to keep going in.
What an amazing trade that was.
Yeah. But I mean, the Scan's going to be fine from that. Scan's lost his early tanks, but Scan has his third. He's gonna replace those tanks.
I don't think he's going to be able to keep his third. He only has 2 tanks defending it. Khala can just take them out.
I can see you never played PvT before. 2 tanks is 2 tanks is more than enough to hold off an entire Protoss army.
You think he could have held that off? Yeah, I felt like maybe Khala should have went for it, although reinforcements have arrived.
I guess some of them are red because of the earlier fight.
You'd be amazed how
Yeah.
little you can do against tanks.
Splash damage.
He got a good trade there. He lowered the tank count, and also he's got carriers coming, so he's not looking to win the game with this push. He's looking to buy time with this push, and he achieved that.
I mean, one unfortunate thing is that if the Terran were at 1, the carriers would beeline to his net, but because Terran is at 7, he has to actually go around to get his net. But the Terrans feel pretty good otherwise for carriers.
I think he's just going to kill units. He doesn't need to attack a natural with the carriers. He can just kill units with the carriers, because carriers are perfectly good at picking off Terran mech units if there's terrain to support them. They can go directly along the bottom and they can start killing units as they come out the base.
Yeah, if they can prevent the Terran from going through the middle, I guess. The middle seems not super good for carriers.
Yeah, the carriers are never going to cross that middle, unless Protoss already has an army there. But
huge supply advantage right now.
Yeah, Khala got a good trade, and also Khala he got the observer into scan space early, and he identified it with a 2-1 free base timing, and so he was able to just do nothing but probes for the first 10 minutes. If you get the observer in and you can see what's going on, you can optimize against that.
And it looks like I don't see. Okay, Goliaths are being built, so Terran, he must have scanned.
He did. Saw the Stargates and Beacon.
Yeah, and Protoss readying another base at 1 o'clock.
I'm not sure why Khala built those Stargates in his main. Probably hit them.
I don't think he cares. He's not. This isn't surprise carriers. This is. I've got the eco that I can trade with you. I'm going to make carriers because it puts you in a position where you have to make Goliath, and I'm going to kill your Goliath and win the game anyway.
Templar Storm's being researched as well.
Yeah. Also, Khala's held his probes on 71, and I quite like that. He's going to have low saturation on these bases, but it means he's going to have a strong army, and he's just going to be able to trade effectively. He's going to lose units. He's going to make new units. He's going to lose those. He's going to keep going because he's going to have sustained income for a long time.
Four might be necessary on the third gas. It looks like they kind of decelerate. I think gas on the bottom is supposed to be efficient with 3. I think.
Yeah, maybe you could straighten it up with a depot.
Yeah. All right, so Khala almost maxed.
Yeah, 12 minutes after a fight. It's a 12:30 max after losing a bunch of units.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So he's only doing double Stargate carriers, and I like that as well. Double Stargate and a single core. He's adding a second core now just because he's got a shit ton of money. But he's not overcommitting on carriers because he knows that if he gets there to a carrier versus Goliath fight, he's actually going to lose that fight.
Doesn't he need more gateways? Is this enough?
He's going to add more gateways, don't worry. He was maxing first, but there will be more gateways coming at the top right.
Terran started 3-2 upgrades. So that'll be coming up later. Terran's currently at 2-1. Carrier's hitting the net now. The Terran has to make a decision here. He's not going to be able to go back to defend. Yep. Out.
And this is why I like that he wasn't going too hard on the carriers. He's gone for 4 carriers, got 2 more in the base, so he's got 6 carriers, but that's it. Because he does need a ground army to fight this. If he just has carriers, he will lose to the Goliaths.
They picked off there. Oh, that's not good. Fortunate. They have mana too. Good. Protoss just needs to hold this.
Yeah. And he doesn't even need to hold this especially well because he has gateways. As he only has one gateway at his top left. He needs more gateways up there.
Carrier's trying to do some damage at the third.
Yeah, carriers are doing a lot of damage.
Oh,
carriers-
shit.
Yeah.
Dragoons and Zealots walking into a Terran army though.
Yeah.
No, Protoss has this.
I
These
don't
carriers
know.
have done. These carriers have done enough. Terran has missed any timing he has.
Yeah, carriers are doing a ton of damage right now.
The carriers have won the game while the armies up here.
Protoss doesn't have any ground army.
Yes, he does.
There's just dragoons, and I think they're gonna melt.
Protoss does need to be careful though. He can't have a 0 efficiency trade.
Yeah, but I mean, 0 efficiency trade is what it would take to lose in the game. But he can have like he doesn't need a perfect trade. Oh, he can't lose his carriers. His carriers are running into Goliath. That is, he's gonna lose one now. Oh, is he 50 HP?
Barely.
52 HP on that carrier.
Oh, now turrets at the net.
These are a lot of tanks.
Terran is setting up in front of the base. Protoss base now.
And Protoss is gonna move in to couple the Dragoon to carriers.
Okay, base
I
raid.
wish there were gateways to the top right. It's inexcusable that he has not built a second round of gateway. Oh, missile turret just took down a carrier. That 50 HP carrier was still at the front, and the missile turret just took it down.
Okay, this is straight up base trade now.
He needs gateways at the top
Scan's
right, and he
going
doesn't
back.
have them.
I
Yeah,
think
he
Scan
needs
can
to
stop
do it
this.
I don't know why there's not gateways at the top right. He has the money for it. It doesn't
Okay,
make
Terran's
sense.
not sitting back, so Protoss needs to run with his goons. Or fight right now when the tanks are not sieged. That's a lot of Goliaths.
He can pick off that command center, I think, if he wants to.
Oh no.
Oh no, the goons are trapped.
Bad time for a carrier to arrive. Very bad time for a carrier to arrive. Oh god. We lost it.
Ooh, he's just losing too many units for free.
We lost
Oh,
everything.
Carriers, if you can attack the turrets, please. The carriers just walked in on move command. Started taking a bunch of aggro from the turrets. Okay, we have gateways at the top right. And also, if you look at Scan, Scan's main is mined out. His natural's on like 20 minerals per crystal. Scan is basically mined out at this point. And so is Khala. Khala only has 3 o'clock on the top left.
Same supply. Scan has nice upgrades, 2 to 3.
Scan really should kill the command center. It's on half HP already. Look, so Khala should kill the command center.
I feel like Khala just bled too many units. I think he would be in a much better position if
Oh
he
no.
used so many units.
Don't lose this group.
He needs to be making DTs too, or High Templar. He's got a bunch of gas and he's making Dragoons. You look at this and think, well, firstly, if you just send in DTs one at a time, it just annoys the Terran. He doesn't have vessels with his army. You can just do that all day. It's such an easy thing to do, and it's so hard to counter.
Yeah, there's DTs now, which is good.
Yeah, and then they scan to kill the DT and you say, okay, I'm just going to send in another one. And then another one, forever.
Oh, the carriers are being picked off.
Or High Templar, he's fighting Mass Goliath. Why does he not have High Templar? Oh, Scan gets 6 o'clock, it's over. It's weird that Scan's even taking 6 o'clock because there was a carrier at 6 o'clock that could have just stopped it. I still think Khala can win this, but he's not making it easy for himself. DT's just being made.
Go back and destroy the Goliath at his main and clean up all the tanks.
Well, these tanks at his main shouldn't be doing this much damage. He's making making Dragoons against them. Just make DTs. Make DTs and High Templar and Zealots and more DTs.
Yeah, well, it's too late for that. He needs to go back to his carriers.
Yeah, but it's...
He does have 8 carriers, which is a good amount. And
Well, what he really needs to do is kill 6 o'clock. If he kills 6 o'clock, he's fine.
yeah, I
6
think
o'clock's more important than the main.
he'll be able to take that out once he cleans up the main. Like, I think.
Yeah, but there's going to be Goliath there once he cleans up the main.
No, the terrain's going to be good for him. He has that river. He'll be able to take that out eventually. Okay, +3 attack, air attack. That's really good.
He is not making this easy for himself. Oh, those pylons. If he gets there fast enough, he can kill the command center before the pylons.
Does he know? 6? He must
He
know.
has to know. Yeah, there's a pylon there. He can see it.
Oh yeah, he knows.
Kill the command center, please. Please.
Okay, carrier micro. All in on carrier micro.
Scan really should have killed 3 o'clock as well. Scan spent ages killing a main base instead of 3 o'clock.
I like Khala's position. Khala's gonna be able to take this one if he carrier micros.
Khala has made this hard for himself, though. He's thrown away a main that he did not need to sacrifice.
Still's got 2 Stargates. He's not pumping carriers out of them, though.
Yeah, like, just spend all the Goliaths. Yeah, Terran is not good here.
Oh, I didn't see that coming. I thought Scan had it. Wow.
Well played. Well played. I mean,
Yeah, but it was almost like he was going to throw it away, eh?
Yeah, 3 o'clock was what decided.
I didn't like...
Scan really should have killed 3.
Was it smart for him to attack separately with his carriers early on, and then his Dragoons were sort of just running around?
I think that was fine. He just needed to not lose like 20 Dragoons for free, like running around the map, basically.
I thought if they fought together, the carriers and his ground army, he would have done much better.
Yeah, I think a lot of things would have been better than what he actually did.
What an epic series. I think each game has been 20 minutes so far. It's 2-1 for Khala. In this best of 7. $110 prize show match. Shout out to the people who donated to it. Game 4 on Shakira's Temple. Do you guys like this map?
I haven't played it. It's also not a ladder map. I would like to play it. Looks fun.
I don't think there's a backdoor expansion on this one, right?
No.
So I missed the start of this one. Is this Shakira's Temple?
Yes.
It's an interesting map PvT because there's so much high ground. You're basically always either fighting uphill or downhill.
Wow, the spawn match stats are really bad for Protoss.
It's kind of weird because you end up with like Dragoons kind of trading okay against tanks a lot of the time if you hold the high grounds.
But I would have thought Protoss could just mass expand or something. But...
Me too.
Terran's like 60-40 against both matchups here. TVZ, TVP.
Really?
So I have my infant co-caster with me, so you may hear some strange shouts.
Shout out to Quarks Jr. Awake late at night.
Protoss gonna get the first scout. Mainly from scouting earlier.
Yeah, but the Zealot is not the opening he wants here. The Zealot is really good against Gasless, but it's not Gasless and it is cross position, so this is not the opening Khala was looking for from the Terran. What he was hoping was that there would be a Gasless and he would just get a bunch of free damage for delaying it, because if you do Zealot, Dragoon, Pressure, or 3 Zealots and Dragoon, the Terran can't really clean up till they get a Vulture. And if they go Gasless, then the Vulture is so late that the Terran is just dead. They just lose the game outright.
Well, Terran's actually doing an end search, which means he's gonna not even know. Okay, now he knows because the Zealot came from the bottom right.
But with cross positions, We're looking at Zealot Dragoon, but it's not going to do the damage that Kala's hoping for. He's going to maybe kill a few Marines, but if the bunker goes down, he's going to get nothing. This is not what he was after. Bunker's mostly done. It's going to be close. It's going to depend on the SCV micro. SCV runs away from the Zealot. Second SCV's already there. Oh, bunker's done. Okay, so yeah, this is going to do no damage at all.
Is there a reason why he didn't try to go inside the main?
Because he wasn't going to get anything done inside the main. You delay the bunker. Yeah, you delay the bunker because you have a second Zealot, then Dragoon coming. But getting a Zealot in doesn't matter if the bunker's going to finish behind you. If the second Zealot and the Dragoon can't get in.
The probe one's inside to see what happens anyway, so Zealot would have just been a free Zealot giveaway.
Yeah. I don't like this at all. Actually, there was an add-on before Vulture.
Oh, wow. Vulture, so this might actually do some damage. Does he know? Okay. Attack first, alright. I still don't think they'll do that much damage. We'll see. One
SCV. One SCV. Oh, that's awful. And those vultures weren't worth very much, so the Zealots weren't worth very much anyway because they were never going to do any damage, but it's just he hasn't got anything like what he wanted out of this opening. Part of it is that he was unlucky with the spawn position, but also just he was hoping for Gastus and he didn't get it. It's sometimes you do builds that are bad against certain counter builds, and one of those games he didn't go for the safe build. He went for the build that gave him opportunities in some situations, put him behind in others. I like the robo timing at least. I think this is a perfectly good robo timing. And he doesn't need to rush a quick 3 gateways, even though he's lost his Zealot because it's cross map. And a shuttle. So he's not rushing an observer out, he's going for a Reaver. Okay. We're seeing shuttle observatory, no support bay. It could just be for Zealot bombs, but I suspect he's going to get an obs then go back for the Reaver. That would make more sense to me. Question is, what's Terran up to?
In pro gamer games, do Protoss players always get Reavers versus Terran?
It's
pretty common.
Yeah, it's not mandatory, but you would. It gives you a lot of map control, and it also helps with some key Terran timings that you want to defend against. In this case, okay, now support bay just started, so he's going like 2 obs, then Reaver.
3 tank push.
Yeah, and he doesn't have as many Dragoons as he would like here. And he only has the 2 gateways, so he can only make 2 Dragoons at a time after this. He has 4 Dragoons at home, so he will have 7 Dragoons. But at the same time, he can only reinforce with an extra 2 Dragoons at a time. Reaver just started, but it's not going to be done that quickly. I suspect that Scan's going to be able to get a good position here. He's got speed and he's got mines done. He's got speed on the way.
Goons holding the top of the ramp there.
Yeah, there's high ground everywhere, as I said.
Ops is out. Tanks moving in. Siege mode almost. He's already done, right?
No, he hasn't got siege mode at all.
Oh wow. Okay.
You don't really want siege mode with this because you're not. This isn't like a static push. This is a like vultures trying to.
Ooh, probes. Evacuate.
Yeah. Okay. So he's lost this. Is what's happened now? He only has 2 gateways, which means he can't actually hold it with ground units, and his Reaver was super late. It's done now, but it's already taken a bunch of damage.
Oh wow, almost lost the Weaver.
He did lose the Weaver. Game's over. Like, Khala might play this out for a bit longer, but this is not the kind of damage you recover from. This is the kind of damage that you lose the game because of. Down 6 workers. Lost his first Reaver. And I think part of it comes down to that opening build with the 2 zealots did no damage. Now these Terran units are getting thrown away for nothing. This is bad. He's lost a few vultures and tanks for absolutely no gain, but he's down 8 workers. It's not the position you want to be in. Oh, sneaky vultures get in. Down 10 workers. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, you don't recover from a 16 worker deficit in PvT. Like, unless we see like the most amazing scarab anybody's ever seen, it's not going to make a difference.
Doesn't exist.
Does.
That's too bad. It was perfectly timed by Scan, though, eh?
Mines are still getting kills. Given the supplies are even and Khala's down 15 workers, Khala's got a fair army advantage here. However, there are 6 factories, so...
Vultures see the shuttles moving out, so he's going to be ready for that.
Quick stop, H. Do we see a +1 air? There's no citadel, so it has to be carriers. Second Stargate. This is a carrier rush. Come on, show me a fleet beacon. There's that fleet beacon. There's the fleet beacon. No +1 air. I'm not convinced by this, and I'm especially not. He's got an observer over the factories too. He's looking at 6 factory with +1 ground weapons coming, and there's already some Goliaths being made, and he's like, yeah, what I need is carriers. It's just he's transitioning into the thing that Terran's already countered. Terran's not building SCVs, so Terran's just going for a timing push here. He's only down 6 workers now. He's managed to recover 10 of the 16 worker deficit. But it's like Terran's already countered what he's doing. Terran is committing to a 6-fact timing +1 push. The moment +1's finished, Terran's just going to be attacking Protoss Natural. Protoss isn't making ground units, he's getting +1 air weapons, carriers.
I wonder if he thinks that ground units wouldn't help him as much.
I mean, he's lost the game either way, but you look at well, what you've done here is you've gone for a carrier build that doesn't have carriers in time for when the Terran's pushing. This is completely worthless what Khala's doing. He's brought it back up to only a 4 worker deficit. If he kills every Goliath and Khala never makes another Goliath, that would be good.
He just lost both of his Reavers.
Yeah. So Bonif sometimes tries Reaver into carrier as a build. However, I don't think he tries it after losing one of his probes at the start. I think that's not the transition you're after.
It's a weird mineral patch in the middle.
It's probably useful for drilling.
Is that what it's for?
I would believe that, but I'm not a map maker.
No, that makes sense. Alright, so this isn't looking good for Khala.
No, I mean, the only thing he has going for him is that there's only 1 Goliath of the push. However, there's enough +1 tanks. It's not going to make a difference.
By the time your carriers build and you get the interceptors and you kill all these units, you're pretty much lost to your base, your expansion.
Yeah, he's got 2 carriers out now, but yeah, this isn't looking ideal for him. He's down 30 supply. He's only down 4 workers though. He did recover the worker deficit. I don't know that he should have tried, but it's... See, what annoys me is he had an observer above the factories. He knew what was going on. He goes, okay, well, the Terrans are going to have a +1 timing push in my base at 13 minutes. Better go for that 15-minute carrier timing.
Right. Fair enough. I didn't think about a Terran pushing out, but...
If you have the observer telling you what the Terran is going to do, when the Terran push is going to be, don't go for a build that always loses to that.
Scan ties it up. 2-2.
On the other hand, I mean, you might as well say, well, if you're down 16 workers and you're only going to go ground army, you might as well just leave. Which is true, but then just leave. Game was lost.
This is a best of 7. I apologize, there is no score overlay because my graphics guy is working on them, and I'll incorporate them before the tournament. It is tied right now.
I won't join the actual game.
I appreciate you joining us tonight, man.
Yeah, sure. Thanks for having me in.
You and Body are like the highest ranks ever joined just the casting sessions.
Wow.
Scan did once, very long time ago. Babo popped in once and said hello. Hello.
I hate these positions playing PvT. Like, it's... The Terran can just do a building tank push towards you, and there's very little you can do about it. It forces you into a position where you're playing like refugee tasks. Or you go for some kind of like weird mid-game thing that gets you a huge advantage. Like, you can do like 2 base DT drop into arbiters quite effectively on these base sites. But it's that kind of thing that you have to do just because it's a really difficult position to play.
Sorry, Kork, I didn't mean to imply that you weren't one of the highest rankers who's casted with us.
I'm only joking.
Well, you actually are, and you're very knowledgeable. I appreciate you coming in. I enjoy your company. I agree with everything you say. Carriers didn't really make sense. Terran's gonna push out. What are you gonna defend with?
It was the observer that made it bad. If you don't have an observer there, then it's a reasonable attempt. But
is it though? It's still risky because.
Yeah, but risky when you're 16 workers behind is fine. But risky when you have... It's not risky when you have an observer there that's telling you exactly what they're going to do. Because that's a certainty that you're going to lose.
I mean, if you see those units coming out at you, you should expect another round of them.
Yeah, well, I'm fine with a risky play once you've taken that much damage. But if that wasn't risky, there was a 100% chance that lost. There was no risk that the Terran was going to do a +1 push. There was the certainty that they were going to do a +1 push.
He did a great job of defending as best he could. I know he lost a lot, but he picked up the Reaver before he got hit by the mines. There's an instance when he picked up the Dragoon before he got hit by the mines. But yeah, he took a lot of damage, and then...
He needed a 3rd gateway. Also, there was a lot of downtime on the Robo. He went Robo, Shuttle, Observatory, Observer, and then after the first Observer finished, he then started his support bay. Had he kept that Robo building, he would have had his Beaver much earlier, and it would have been in time to help stop the push. Because you want to either go to defend against that push after losing 2 Zealots the way he did. You either need 3 gateways or you need a quick Reaver and 2 gateways. What he went for was 2 gateways and a slow Reaver, and that meant that he just didn't have the Reaver when the push was happening. By the time the Reaver came out, the goons were already dead. So it wasn't the correct counter build. he was either going for a quick Reaver and he just missed his timing, or he didn't think there was going to be a free tank push.
Hello, Mr. Freakling. Either his pocket joined us, or he actually joined the guest session.
So Terran's opening here is completely standard. He's got one SCV on gas. Going to go for a quick CC after one factory. And Protoss also completely standard is going for a... wait, not completely standard. He's going for a 25 next or later. SCV still alive in his base. What are you doing, Protoss? You're not going to kill the SCV.
Oh, Dragoon. Trying to get the range here.
He's not going to kill the SCV, and he's not going to build any tech. Okay, just taking a later command. Late next. This is just 29 next. I'm not a fan, personally. I don't, because these two goons aren't going to do anything. Here's the thing. He's confirmed the CC, so he knows it's not a 2-fac. But now he's sitting here with a bunch of Dragoons and Dragoon range, but they're not going to do any damage. He's just going to get some free shots on the bunker. Now, if he gets the tank, then it's a different story. If he picks up the tank, then he's going to do a lot of damage to the bunker. He's going to force a lot of repair time. He's going to be huge. But I don't think Scan's going to give him the tank, because Scan is good at this game.
Oh, it's back off.
I do quite like the third pylon at the bottom right, by the way, because there's an SCV in his base, and the SCV in his base is looking for the third pylon, because it knows that Scan knows there's no nexus. And so by putting the third pylon somewhere completely ridiculous, it
Those them off, you think? That makes sense.
it tells Scan that this is a proxy, like Citadel or proxy Robo, and it's not.
We're seeing a starport being made.
Yeah, the starport's being made for Reavers. This is a. At least I suspect it's being. I mean, it could be a drop build. I suspect he's going to build a Wraith. If he was going for a Vulture drop, I would want to be seeing that machine shop going speed or mines right now. Oh, he's got the mines already. Am I wrong?
I didn't see.
Oh, yeah, he is going drop. Okay, never mind. He's going to build Vultures. He's going to fly them in. Scan. So Khala's building placement is good against drop. Oh, I don't know about that Nexus site.
Yeah, why not
feelings
at 9 o'clock?
Yeah, because you're not going to be able to hold that, is the thing. I mean, I guess if you're prepared to abandon it, then that's fine. Like, sometimes I will take a Nexus at a site that I know I can't hold. I'll get as many minerals out of it as I can, and I will buy time for it. But when the push starts, I'm just sending the probe somewhere else. I'm sacking the Nexus.
Is this a Protoss favored map in any way?
It's the macro map which can favor Protoss. It's like it's a big open map with wide center that you get. It's good for those big sweeping like Dragoon Zealot flanks. You can do some good vehicles on here. But at the same time, he sees the drop. This is huge. Are the goons going to be there in time? I think. Oh, but there.
I think Scan noticed the observer.
Scan
maybe.
saw the blur. Yeah.
I asked because Khala, I think, picked this map for his 1v2 all the games. Maybe he's comfortable on it more so than other maps.
It might just be a good 1v2 map, whatever that means.
Maybe true. Snow picked it as well for 1v2.
I would say this probably is a good PvT map, but you don't want to be playing PvT in this particular position. Okay, let's see what Terran's up to. He's got a +1 coming. He's got a starport, which implies he's going to go for a 2-1.
There's a drop.
So the question is this going to be a 2-base 2-1 or a 3-base 2-1?
Okay. Dragoons moving in. Anticipation.
Yeah, but he's just manually targeting the probes.
Decent block. I think he lost 2 probes.
Yeah, I'd say that was even. Okay, we're seeing an extra 2 factories placed down. I think 3 factories is probably going to be a 3 factory into 3rd CC here, rather than 3 factory into like 7 factory. And Scan agrees. There goes the CC. Okay, there's going to be CC. He's going to place the 2nd army. He's going to place the science facility. And he's just going to go free base, like 10 fact 2-1. And it's going to be basically a boring game. He's going to slowly push out across the top middle of the map. And I don't think Khala's going to be able to hold it. Now, Khala is rushing the Arbiter, which I like. Because this is how you hold a 2-1. You take a quick 3rd base, and you rush the Arbiter. So it's going to come down to if he can get the value he needs out of the Arbiters. Scan's going to try and keep the game like in cramped quarters up at the top, with fights on that through those chokes and across all that terrain. Khala's going to want to open the map up. He's going to want to take bases down towards the bottom. He wants the fights to be in the middle. He wants to add in vehicles and make the fights more interesting. It's all very textbook. The science facility is coming now. 2nd army is coming now. The 2-1's going to be started. Everything is progressing as I foretold. And this is the same as every other PvT anybody's ever played on this map. It's completely standard. There's nothing exciting happening.
Is Terran like to go for 12 o'clock for the 4th phase?
He's not gonna go. He's not gonna go outside of the top of the map unless he has to, just because it's this terrain is advantageous for him.
Ooh,
this is exciting. Yeah.
This trade is going to be good for Protoss here.
Yeah, it is. However, goons are stupid. What you need to understand about the goons is their AI is slightly different from most other units. Most units, if they are attacked and they are shooting something that's a like non-aggressive unit or building, they will switch off the thing that's attacking. They switch off what they're attacking, and they will go for the thing that's attacking them. The goons will shoot a barracks all day long. It doesn't matter what's killing a dragoon. The dragoon, if it sees a barracks, it's going after that barracks.
Wow, yeah, that was really bad for Protoss, actually.
The drops didn't do much against the tanks, unfortunately.
Yeah. I suspect the Scan's good enough to manually target his siege tanks, which is what you want to do, because a lot of the damage against the Terran army is done by the Terran army. But if they manually force the tanks to shoot at the dragoons, then you will lose a lot of dragoons very quickly. Also, the dragoons will just shoot at the eBay all day long. It's one of the weird things in Brood War AI. It's like muta stacking and all that nonsense. Is that dragoons they hate buildings. They hate buildings, they hate workers, they hate anything but attacking units. There's a siege tank shooting at them and there's a barracks nearby. That barracks is going to die.
They look pretty funny in carboat mode. They actually look pretty smart in carboat mode, but the AI must be the same, right?
Yeah. Does anybody but me use carbot mode? So our first Arbiter was on time, which is good. Second Arbiter coming. However, we only have the one. Oh, Vulture's got in. That's not good.
Why is that wall not fully?
There's a little space in between the pylons. I'm not sure why.
Okay, so Photos has his 3rd gas now. He needs his 3rd, so he needs a 2nd Stargate. If he wants to hold this, he's going to need Mass Arbiter, and he does not have Mass Arbiter.
He's
Like,
got one
there's-
arbiter.
Yeah, one arbiter's nice, but it's he's
He's
got
got two,
2-1
I'm
push
sorry.
coming.
He's got
Yeah,
one in
okay,
the middle.
one target arbiter's nice, but he's got a 2-1 push coming against him, and he's gonna need to he's gonna need to hold that somehow. And that's gonna mean a bunch of recalls. That's gonna mean he's needs like arbiters coming in from different angles. It's hard to do that on 2 gas, but he's not on 2 gas anymore. You go 1 Stargate on the 2 gas, then you add some more Stargates, because the only way you can hold upgraded mech with Protoss ground units is if you have arbiters and stasis. He doesn't have them. He's got a few arbiters, not enough. I like that he's taking bottom left and he's going to make new gateways down. I like that as well, but he's still going to lose his main because he's not going to have enough arbiters. It won't be enough arbiters to hold.
I wonder if he's getting ready for a recall.
He's getting ready to get EMP'd is what he's ready for. So Terran has recall defense already. There's mines everywhere. And there is 3-2 coming. The scan's just going to push it across the top of the map. And Khala cannot stop this. Khala can hold the middle of the map all day, but the middle of the map's not where the battle is going to be. He's trading off some vultures, but that's fine. He's trading them off so he can replace them with tanks.
So it's going to be taking a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Like, these vultures are being replaced with like pure tank. It's Terran's army is just getting scarier and scarier as the tank count increases, the upgrades increase, and there's not Protoss is not going to have an answer for it.
I haven't really seen Khala upgrade much. Maybe there's one game when he did.
I mean, you get
Might have been the first
upgrades.
game.
Yeah, first game he went double forward and he ended up with like +1 shields on his carries as well. But it's the upgrades aren't super important in PvT just because the
Really?
most of the damage that happens to Terran army comes from the Terran army.
That seems questionable to use status on those roaches when your probes are all dead anyway.
Yeah, what you'd really want to do is stack up the probes, then use stasis on the probes.
Yeah.
That way they're still alive
That's
when
funny.
the attack's cleared out.
Have you ever done that before?
No, I just choose to do all the probes. You have to understand I'm quite a bad player.
It's actually pretty funny, but might be a useful thing to do in certain circumstances.
Fire Scan's not doing a slow push across the middle. I'm thinking that Scan's decided that there's so much production capacity elsewhere on the map at this point that a slow push across the middle isn't going to be... So a slow push across the top isn't actually going to do what he needs. But with Khala... Okay, Khala has the second Stargate now, and he's banked up quite a lot of energy on his Arbiters. But we're going to see like one good set of stasis when the Arbiters first get used. But because he doesn't have like mass Arbiters in production, it's gonna... His second round of stasis won't be as good as his first.
Isn't there an upgrade for extra Arbiter energy?
There is.
It's
You
worth
actually
doing that,
get-
right?
I get that first because that takes the same amount of time to build as your first Arbiter, which means that you can go Arbiter Energy, Arbiter, then you get Stasis, which is done by the time your first Arbiter has 100 energy, and your second Arbiter will come out with the bonus energy from the upgrade.
So that works out so long as you know you don't need status ASAP.
Well, getting Stasis research ASAP before you have 100 energy, you can't cast Stasis anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You can go Arbiter Energy and then Stasis and still have it in time. It's a nice drop. And I like that Kala's just taking every base. Khala at this point recognizes that he can't actually hold whichever base Scan pushes, but that's okay because Scan can't push every base at once. Whichever base Scan chooses to destroy is probably going to get destroyed, but that means Khala can be counterattacking with units from the other bases.
I know this doesn't mean much, but if I was him, I would just make nexuses everywhere he can afford to, and Scan just seems to be...
I mean, he basically is. The issue is he only has 67 probes. There's no point in making like a nexus at 6 o'clock because he can't actually ever make anything Can't actually ever send any workers.
Yeah, I get that. Maybe for
Oh, we have a
situations of
recall
base
clock.
trade.
Recall is good, but it's just buying time.
What does Khala have against walls? Vulture's getting in everywhere.
Yeah.
At this point, he should just be building cannons. That's the thing. He's got enough money to build them. You don't need walls against vultures at this point. You just need cannons. And it looks like the push is happening. Tanks are on siege. They're heading to bottom left.
2-3
And,
upgrades.
yeah, the question is, where are the stasis? We've got to find these arbiters. We've got to check their energy. There's one with the army that has no energy.
There's one with 240 energy.
Yep.
One with no energy. Does he have any more? Oh, he's got one back in his base and another one making, but they don't have energy.
So when I said he needed 2 Stargate Arbiter, it's because he needs like 10 Arbiters at this point in the game.
He doesn't have an army right now.
Position here, like Terran just is all.
He does have an army. He's maxed out. The problem is he doesn't have a bunch of Arbiters.
He's way out of position here. He did
So-
like he didn't need to let him get across the bridge. That was totally unnecessary.
Oh yeah, Kala's lost. So for the Protoss army to beat a 3-3 Terran push, the Protoss need to actually have, in terms of the fight that's happening, about like a 60 supply advantage. Which means what you do is you get your entire army, they get their entire army, and then you have to stasis about half of what they have. Which means that you need about 10 Arbiters, through which you're going to get EMP'd, and they have to come in from different angles and stasis everything. And then when that stasis wears off, the Terran's going to reinforce, and you stasis everything again. You can't have just 2 Arbiters. It's not enough. The mistake was at the start, and it's what I identified, that he needed to be mass producing the Arbiters. Because the game will always go to the situation, and once it's in the situation, if you don't have mass Arbiters, you can't win.
This plays out in a lot of PVTs. Sure.
Yeah. Like, 1 Stargate producing Arbiters is fine for a 2-1 timing push or for a 1-0 timing push. But if the Terran is slow playing it, that was a good drop.
That's
I got
Protoss.
That was a very nice drop at 3 o'clock.
You're just sort of prolonging the game. But as Terran, you're building up to win.
Yeah. Protoss needs to have an answer to a 3-3 Terran push.
I don't think many
And they-
Protoss players, when they sense that they can't win it because they lack the units that you're talking about, they still stay in the game, you know? It just ends up as a very longer game, but same result.
I mean, it's hard to leave when you have 3k bank, but you can
The
spend
same
that
result
3K on
happens
units.
over and over, right? Yeah.
Yeah, you can spend that 3k on units, but it's not going to matter because the Terran has 3k upgrades.
Wait, tanks? Yes.
It's the only way you can beat that many tanks is if half of them in stasis. And the only way you can get half of them in stasis. Okay, he's got 4 Arbiters in a group now. He does have some Arbiters.
But no units. This is where I think you need to take the whole map at least.
And taking the whole map doesn't help the fact that your army can never kill theirs. The only way you can make your army kill theirs is go around their army with recall, or freeze their army with stasis.
You
Or
did have
make
the
it-
minerals though to make nexuses everywhere and more gateways and stargates maybe for arbiters.
Well, he may get ways at the bottom left and bottom right. It's his army comp was wrong. You don't want to max out too soon on zealots, because if you max out too soon on zealots, you can't build the arbiters.
I'm also not sure why Scan is coming to the bottom left instead of attacking his main, finishing it off. But it doesn't
mean,
matter.
Yeah, game's over. I mean I feel like Khala was quite helpless that game just because Scan didn't really attack. Scan just sat there, getting his upgrades, slowly taking bases, and there wasn't really anything he could do. You don't want to attack into that base. You saw him try attacking once into the tanks earlier on when Scan was taking his mineral only, and it didn't work. And then after that, he didn't want to try again. But it's not like Scan gave him anything to work with. Scan wasn't just walking tanks out into the middle of the map or anything. Scan was playing it safe, solid, and waiting for the 200 supply 3-3 push. That's a very like textbook win in terms of how you play TVP.
Scan is winning 3-2 in this best of 7.
I would like to have seen the hallucinate recall play that he did in game 1.
Yeah.
Also game 2, but that would have been a good answer to what Scan was doing. Because he had Khala had good unit production and he had good econ. He could, if he could get any kind of trade with his units, that would have been nice. So if he throws dragoons into Scan to base and he gets some value from them, he can replace those and he can just keep trading efficiently. Or he can trade inefficiently, but he has so much econ it doesn't matter. But what he can't do is actually fight Scan's army head on, because that's going to be a trade so inefficient that he cannot recover from it.
You think it's really hard pulling that off, making mass arbiters and getting the right statuses?
No, I think it's underutilized. I mean, ultimately it just comes down to making like more arbiters than you normally would.
I mean, each one takes up what, 4 supply? You had 10.
Yeah, you just need to get like. I think it's
a lot of your supply is going towards it, but what it does is temporarily take your opponent's supply.
Yeah, and you've got to
freeze
understand that like the Terran army gets exponentially more effective because of splash. It's the siege tank, like the first siege tank volley, like charges the tax that eliminates a certain amount of your army before you even get involved. Which means that if as the Terran gets more tanks, like the first X of your units you throw at them are just going to die before the fight even starts. If you can get rid of 30 of their supply and 30 of your supply, you would take that in a heartbeat. If you can reduce these scared of the fight, that's always good for you as Protoss. And Arbiters let you do that. Okay, so we got another Zealot opening. This is the same opening we saw on Securus Temple, but unfortunately for him it's cross positions again. So this is not ideal. This is not the position he was hoping for. And again, it's not a gasless. He was, same as on Securus Temple, he was hoping that Terran was going for a gasless expand. But we've only seen Scan do a gasless expand once, and that was in response to a 12 Nex. We have 2 Zealots into Core again, but I don't anticipate this being any more effective than it was the last time we tried it. Scan's going to do the exact same thing. He's going to build 4 Marines, he's going to build a bunker, he's going to take his CC. If the Zealots actually do some damage, he's going to build a Vulture, but he shouldn't need to. I like that he let the Marines do 3 hits, then he ran them away. Oh, this is beautiful micro by Scan. This is just really, really clean.
Oh, got 1 Marine at least.
Yeah, but from Proben a Zealot, it's not what he was after.
Yeah.
And now there's a Vulture building. Like, this has done nothing. This is a dream start for Scan.
Not sure why he does this opener.
Well, because it's an instant win against Gasless. Okay, he's got 2 SCVs. That's actually not bad. He was able to find the low health one from before. That was better than he deserved. He micro defected to get the first SCV, and then he got the one that the Zealot almost killed before. But it's even so. It's oh, bunker's a bit cautious. I don't know if I would have built a bunker there as Lucifer. Sorry, 1 second.
You'd have to apologize. We got an open cast invite, folks. Anybody who wants to co-cast, jump into the open casting channel of our Discord. Talk with us. Got Quark here so far. Ooh, another push by Scan. I don't know if Khala's going to be able to hold this. Got 2 Dragoons. 3. 4 now.
Testing. Can you hear me? Great. Okay.
Yes, we only have 4
Okay.
Dragoons, and I think we're going to die to a
Yeah.
push.
Sorry, I muted myself and then forgot to unmute. So yeah.
Apologies.
Scan state banked at 500 minerals. I was expecting him to build a CC, and he didn't. Instead, he queued up a tank, a vulture behind the tank, mines, and built a bunker. And that's where the money went, which confused the hell out of me until I realized that this was a fake. He was, oh, that was a huge mine. Holy shit. That mine might have just turned around the game. Yeah, he's held it. Nice. So, Scan was faking that he was going for an expansion while going for a timing push. And the timing push was doing incredibly well, right up until that one mine killed 5 Marines. Because the Terran does most of the damage to the Terran army.
I bet Scan was kicking himself in the ass for laying down that mine.
Yeah, because like it completely fooled Khala. It fooled me. I was going, okay, well, he's got 500 minerals. He demolished that first push. Why is he building all these extra units he doesn't need? Why is the Vax making Marines? Why is he queuing up units in the factory? And it's, well, of course, he's not expanding. He's going for the kill.
He's making a starport now.
That should have ended the game. It's that was some very nice mind dragging.
Well, I'm not sure why he was laying down mines right underneath his units. I don't think he was worried about a DT or anything.
No, he was just trying to force the Dragoons back. Because normally you do mind drags with Dragoons because Dragoons take too much damage from everything, so they just die immediately anyway. And they aren't the most nimble and agile or controllable of units. But Khala went for it and he got paid off. I feel like had he not gone for it, he would have lost the game though, so I don't hate it. Okay. First observer's crossing the map now. First observer's going to go in. It's going to see the starport. It's going to know that it's going to be a drop play. And that favors Khala here because taking a quick third base is normally scary, but if you know that the opponent's gone for the starport and is building a dropship and you know where the dropship is, then it suddenly goes from being afraid of all the things they can do to going, okay, well, there's only one thing they're doing and I can stop that.
Right.
Question is, did he see it? Let's turn up his vision quickly. He did not see it, I think. If he...
Should have. Seemed like he.
I turned up
flew
his
right
vision a
past.
second too late, unfortunately. He's not looking at it now, but I don't know that he caught it. No, the dropship's going straight down the right-hand side. He didn't catch it.
I don't see
That
any
is
indication
unlucky.
that he has. Yeah.
That's unlucky because the observer kind of skimmed it. It went in through the like slightly above it.
Well, his
didn't,
observer saw the 2 vultures, but I don't think. Yeah, he might be tipped off to a drop. He's moving his dragoons to his natural. He's in position now.
Yeah, you could be right. Yep. Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't have thought it would be a drop with 2 vultures just going to 6 o'clock. But
There's
somehow
2 more
he
vultures in the
sensed-
main.
Oh,
Building
that's
placement
nice.
is... I was going to say building placement is good. Building placement is terrible. He left it open.
He saves his Templars, but he lost their storm, I guess.
See, normally if I scout a quick dropship, I'm just going to try and kill the dropship. I've got goons out of the map on the dropship path because I had the observer like over the starport watching it leave. I don't feel like he scouted that. I feel like he was being cautious because he's a good player, but he didn't see the starport, which is a pity because it was really close.
Well, he's online. We can ask him. Shout out to Khala. He's got a lot of fans. Seems like a nice guy.
Tank plays really good too.
Ouch. Yeah, Scan's gonna trade nice here.
Yeah, and this is like a counterintuitive situation because normally you scout a quick starport and you're like, okay, well, they're not going to be attacking, they're going to be taking a quick third or whatever. But if they actually start doing like actual pressure with the tanks, like when you see a dropship, you think, okay, well, I need like 4 goons in each area, and I just pick off the vultures or whatever. I try and kill the dropship. If they are really good at positioning and they bring in vultures from elsewhere to support and they start sieging tanks in good locations, suddenly you're actually fighting legitimate fights against with an army that was designed just to fight a dropship. He's doing it again with 4 tanks and dropships, and he's bringing in the vultures. It's just an awkward situation. Because you're here with these cannons that are designed for fighting or just controlling vultures. What Khala's trying to do here is control harass, but this isn't harass, this is serious. Once there were 4 tanks involved, this is no longer like just a picking off units, trying to fuck with probes build. This is, your Nexus will actually die if you don't do something.
Let's pick up. Scan's doing a lot of damage here, eh?
Yeah, Scan's playing this really well. Like he's delayed so much mining time here. If he loses these dropships, it's not going to be worth it though. Oh, he only lost 1. Because before he hadn't taken any damage except the vultures until he lost that dropship. I think going towards the main was a bit too far. But here comes the push. Because behind this he was going just straight 5 factory. Oh, sorry, 6 factory. Arbiter Tribune has only just started. We have Zealot bombs and a shuttle, which is something. But it's not going to be enough, I think. Also, he's completely out of... He had no idea this was coming. He was so out of position. He's got Zealot just rallied in. Yeah. Oh, this has got him so off guard here. His army doesn't have anything to get involved. His rally points are just suiciding units. He's up 15 supply, but it's not doing anything for him. One of those shuttles is just empty. Oh, that was a huge storm. SCVs are here to repair. All these tanks that were down to like just a tiny bit of HP. SCVs are repairing them now. Yeah, Khala is... I was going to say Khala's fucked. That was a great mind drag. He's still fucked, but that was a very good mind drag.
Yeah, Scan sending in reinforcements.
Yeah, he's not even going to finish or make the first Arbiter. It's too late. Also, 9 o'clock is naked right now. There's not even a cannon.
I like the 3 shuttles, but he was caught off guard.
Yeah. That was a big mind drag. But Scanner's just keeping these low tanks alive and repairing them. A bunch of SCVs just bringing them back up to full health.
$110 prize. Is Scan gonna take it? 3-2 in this best of 7. And Khala
3-2 in a best of 7.
I guess it's 4-2 now.
Yeah.
And Scan wins it.
started 2-2, but then Circuit Breakers and Fighting Spirit went Scan's way.
That was awesome. Big long games, 15 to 20 minutes each. We had a professional caster, Bork, striker. I'm serious.
I don't know how professional I am.
It's always a pleasure when you guys come. Character was here before, and Bernie.